What up? This your boy Chris the Kid, and you watching Rock for Planet TV. And I wanna talk about maturity made me realize something in the previous decade. That the 2010, it made me realize that I'm 28 now, so I'm close to 30. It made me realize that the 2010s wasn't bad of an era. I want to say wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad of an era. The 2010s, everything that picked up in the late 2000s, it wound up still being good in the early 2010s. Everything that was still decent, that was still good in the late 2000s, it was still good in the early 2010s. So all of this talk about, I'm glad 2010s is gone. I'm glad that we done from that decade. If I had a choice, like what era where I want to go at? This current decade that we in this current day we in right now in the 2020s, or the 2010s. I'm picking the 2010s over the 2020s. Like, the bad thing about that I didn't like about the 2010s is the skinny jeans, like in the swag era, when they was rocking the skinny jeans. And then later down the line, in the late 2010s, like from 17 up to 19, is when hip hop went downhill, when it started becoming emo rap, mumble rap, and this, that, and the third, and weak ass rap lyrics. Like, it's almost like from 2010 to 2010 to 2014, that was the era where the 2010s was at its best. It was at its best peak. It peaked in that time, in that era. You just had to be there as a teenager from 2010 to 2014. Once you get to, like, let's see, 17, 15, 16, they was decent. They was cool. I didn't really care for hip hop in 2015 and 16. 2017 is when you start to be like, this is when Cardi B came in the rap game. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going down with hip hop? With Kodak Black, XX Tentacion, Gucci. I didn't like how the way hip hop was going down and stuff like that. I ain't really care for that era of music. But 2010 to 2014, when we had like this song Shorty, got a melody in my head, like a singing like Replay. Airplanes, B.O.B., Bruno Mars coming in the scene. Grenade, girl, I catch a grenade, man. Should I continue? Drake, of course. That's my favorite Drake. Early 2010s Drake is my favorite Drake era. This one I'm like, I still like, ain't that Jimmy from Degrassi? This is when I started to realize, man, that can't be Jimmy, because I was a huge, at this time I was watching like the new episodes of Degrassi non-fucking stop. Even though Drake already left the show at the time. He left in 2009. I'm like, in 2010, I'm thinking that Drake was gonna make a guest star appearance, because you still had the OGs, like whether it was Spinner, Emma, Manny, and Paige. I think Paige was already out, written out the show. You still had the OGs in Degrassi: James, Spinner, Peter. Later on, like Peter and all the rest of the whole nine. Oh, and Holly J, Declan on the show. I'm thinking Drake is gonna have a guest appearance on the show, because him and Spinner was dope and was like friends. It was going way back in the early 2000s. Drake and Spinner, man, even though they had a difference when Drake got shot by, Jimmy, better known as Jimmy on the show, when he got shot, got paralyzed by Rick. I'm thinking he was gonna show it to because Spinner gets married by Emma because he found out that Jane cheated on him with Declan, and he winds up falling in love with Emma later on the episode on the like TV movie Degrassi, Heat of the Moment. I think it was called Heat of the Moment. I forgot, but I'm thinking he was gonna make a guest star. I think Liberty was on the show, made a guest appearance, but not Drake. At this time, I think Drake didn't want to have no part of Degrassi. He wanted to focus on his rap career, which is understandable. So that's why he didn't, But he was mentioned on the TV movie of Degrassi. And this is going to be the last time we saw Spinner, Emma, Manny, and all of them on the show, the OG cast. But overall, that's how much I like Degrassi. Then later on, you get characters like Drew, Eli, Claire, Ali Bandari, who else? It was a lot of characters, man. Dave, so on. Sal, Ali Bandari's brother. Holly J was still there. Declan for a little bit. Yeah, the rest is history. Then you had Meek Mill, you had Rick Ross, Maybach Music, Marion transitioning, had cut his fucking braids off. It was he dropped Illusion in 2010. Like all of those times, I think out of all of my favorite albums of the 2010s, my favorite album was on the R&B side was Marion Illusion and Chris Brown's Fame album, which I feel like that's Chris Brown hands down best album. The Fame album, the Fame era and the album itself, he won his first Grammy Award. That's hands down his best album in my opinion. Like, man, from 13 to 18, I was a teenager from 2010 to 2015. Man, 13 to 18, those were my best times in the 2010s. Listening to music and the movies like Marvel and all that, MCU. Those was the best part of 2010s. You just had to be there. Like the 2010s, my nigga. My favorite, man, you just had to be there. Then Kobe, then even the NBA side, the NBA was starting to becoming like real good, advanced. Then it started to went downhill, like towards when you get Stephen Curry like revolutionizing popularizing the NBA with his 3-point shots. I didn't really like it when somebody like a Stephen Curry can have a so impact influence on kids shooting like threes and having an influence on the centers. Nowadays you got centers that don't want to go to the paint and don't want to shoot on close to the rim. Don't want to dominate on the paint of the fucking rim. They want to shoot threes like they Stephen Curry and shit, and they trash at it. Like, damn, I miss when big mans would go into the paint, that would drive and would dunk on people. You will rarely see a center like that in 2025, in the 2020s now. Cause somebody like a Stephen Curry changed the game like that. But I grew over time. I grew to appreciate Stephen Curry's game and all that. And I miss the times back in the 2000s where it was all about defense, a little bit of physicality. They wound up getting rid of the hand checking rule, and the score was it was like low scoring. All you had to do at that time is to play defense, in order to win the game. Nowadays, man, the games were like motherfuckers will catch up to you on the scoring boards. They would literally catch up on your ass and you blew a lead. But back in the 2000s, in order to win, you had to play defense. That's how good that I like about that era. It was low scoring at that time. So, yeah, the 2010s was so good, man. It wasn't bad. Oh, and I am on the rap side. My favorite album in that era was The Quarter Four, which to me was Lil Wayne's last good album in 2011. But I think my favorite album by Lil Wayne was I Am Not a Human Being. Not that trash ass second one that came out in 2013. I'm talking about his first one when he went to jail on that the gun possession charge. I like that one. I like T.I. No Mercy that came out 2010, even though that was considered his weakest album at that time. That people saying he fell off and he went to jail at the time. He didn't get no promotion because he was in jail. Same with Wayne. They both got locked up the same time in 2010, I remember. Nicki Minaj on the rise, which she was dope to see. But yeah, it was a lot of moments, highlights in the 2010s. You just had to be there. But my favorite group was the Young Money era. Me coming from Louisiana / Houston, Texas at the time. I was on my Young Money YMCMB shit. I ain't give a fuck about Maybach music unless it was on Marion on the team. I ain't really care for Meek Mill like that at the time. I fucked with Lil Snoop in that era. Oh, and what I did not like about the 2010s is, even though the drill rap was cool, but I didn't like it that much. But to the point where I was like in tune with the drill rap scene. I fuck with Lil Jojo. I fuck with a few people like Lil Jojo, Chief Keef, who else? Young Pappy was dope. And it was a lot of drill rappers and 600 Breezy was dope. Lil Fo was my favorite fucking drill rapper at that time. Lil Fo in 2013 was a monster lyrically. Man, sadly he disappeared though. Out of all of those niggas like Lil Durk, this ain't what you want era and all that, the rest is, and he kept on and he blew up. And he's mainstream, he's a mainstream rapper now, Lil Durk. But he was like real underground with the drill rap scene. Like This Ain't What You Want and so on, Lord Don't Make Me Do It. And I think it was called 500 Homicides is one of my favorite Durk songs. It was either 500 Homicide or 600 Homicides. I believe it was 500 Homicide. And the L's Anthem, man, Durk's, it's almost like Durk's shit underground was more better compared to his commercial mainstream shit. Durk was on some like real, like, Rondo number 9 I like. But out of all those niggas, Lil Fo was that beast. He was that nigga though. For real. 2013, Lil Fo, man. Oh. He was, him and Young Pappy was on some cutthroat shit with they like lyrics. Oh, how can I forget about Little fucking Bibby? Little Bibby too, I like. It's a lot of folks, man, that I missed out in the drill, that I missed though. But I ain't gonna talk. I think I might separate another video, like talking about the 2010s. G Herbo was dope, was cool. He was okay, I guess. I ain't really care for Lil Herb like that. What else did I like about the 2010s? Oh, Tyga. I feel like Tyga was one of the best slept on rappers in the Young Money clique. Yeah, Tiger, you had to be. I like Rack City songs like Rack City. His collaboration album on that Deuces track with Chris Brown. Every time when he's with Chris Brown, they always make something magic and shit. Who else? I said Wayne, I said Drake, I said Meek Mill. Big Sean was dope. Big Sean, man, my last songs like my last, I don't fuck with you. Play no games with him and Chris Brown. Chris Brown was like untouchable in the 2010s. I don't care what nobody say. He was not. It was like no R&B artist that was touching Chris Brown. The only person I felt like that was touching Chris Brown at the time was Young when he was with Maybach Music. Overall, man, nobody was. Trey Songz was cool, but he wasn't messing with Chris Brown in the 2010s. Looking at how he dominated in 2010s, you couldn't fuck with Chris Brown in his lane. So yeah, man, Chris Brown was on some shit, man. Legendary status, man. And that fame era in that album is gonna forever be my favorite album by Chris Brown. If I had to choose a Chris Brown album, it's gonna be that Fame album, hands down. Justin Bieber, I liked his songs. His early shit, like in 2010, like Baby and all that. Never Say Never with Jaden Smith, it was cool. But when he got older, his music became more better than them cheesy, corny ass songs. One Less Lonely Girl and what else? Somebody to Love featuring Usher on a remix and song. So As Long As You Love Me, I like by Bieber. If I Was Your Boyfriend, I Wouldn't Let You Go. I Could Be the Gentleman. The rest is history. His album Purpose, What Do You Mean in 2015 was dope. Is It Too Late to Say Sorry? And lot of tracks by Bieber when he was older and shit. Oh, Beauty and the Beat with him and Nicki Minaj was dope. Then you had fucking Ariana Grande like later on, like 2013, 14. Mac Miller, man. Wiz Khalifa. Man, the 2010s had some decent, like good ass, not decent, but some hella ass artists. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like the 2020s because everybody sounded the same. But when it was the early 2010s, mid 2010, from early to the mid 2010s, you could tell everybody had a different style, whether it was the swag era and the drill route and the trap music. You had fucking a little bit of Young Jeezy, T.I. still fucking dropping trap music. Then you had the new cats like Waka Flocka Flame and stuff. Then you had MGK. Like, damn. Then in the swag era, you had Lil B. Soulja Boy was still popping because he dropped the DeAndre Wave album in 2010. Mean Mug is my favorite Soulja Boy track. Pretty Boy Swag was cool. And the rest is history. Lil B, I own Swag Like a Martian. Even though he gets some like criticism of his random trash ass lyrics, but Lil B was on some. Even the YouTube era was dope, man. Why the fuck you lying? Vines, man. Fucking, we had it good in the 2010s. I don't care when we was teenagers. I don't care what nobody say. The 2010s, you had to be there. Man, me just reminiscing my teenage years from 2010 to 2015. 2016 too, because I was 19, but man, that era of 2010s was something special. Name me y'all favorite moments of what y'all liked about the 2010s as a teenager. Because man, the 2010s, if I had one wish, Ray J reference, but that was like in the 2000s, 2005. Man, my era was something special to watch and to witness. You just had to be there. Kevin Gates blowing up like satellites, supposed to be in love. Grind. What's that one? What's them other songs? Paper Chaser. On the like neon lights. He was fucking. He was on them Luca Brassel mixtapes, man. Kevin Gates was on. That's when he had a clear head, clear mindset, and he wasn't fucking the craziest Kevin Gates he is right now. Luca Brassel, man, Kevin Gates era 1, 2. My favorite Kevin Gates song in that era, I Get It Out the Mud. Yeah. I Get It Out the Mud. That was my favorite one. Paper Chasers too. Man, I miss that Kevin Gates era. And he a Louisiana native, like I'm a Louisiana native. Man, he from the BR. Went to McKinley High School. Man, he was on that legendary status too, on the rise. But yeah, man, the 2010s. I already missed that era. I already missed that freaking era, even though cartoons was shitty though, but the other things around it was dope. And Obama shit, which is hands down, I feel like the best president in that era. And the negatives, of course, you're gonna have a negative in every other decade that you in, like the Trayvon Martin situation, the Eric Gardner. R.I.P. to them still, by the way. Freddie Gray in the Baltimore situation. Colin Kaepernick kneeling down in 2016. Like, man, the rest is history, man. Ebola. Y'all remember in 2014 that we was like in a panic mode, paranoia, when everybody was talking about Ebola, man. This is when social media was at its peak, at its finals. It was at the rise, my nigga. Like, damn. People was going crazy over the Popeyes chicken sandwich. But that was like later on into the 2010s. But 2010, 11, and 12, 2 Chainz, no lie, like, man. Then you had Bobby Smurda with the hot nigga. I'm naming you like rapper. I'm literally naming you 2010s rappers that had their own style, that they was not sounding the same. That shit wasn't starting to like click on when rappers was trying to sound the same. They was not trying to be original anymore when the 2017s hit. That's why I don't like the late 2010s. From 17 to up to 19. That's the weakest fucking era ever in hip hop. But Strange Clouds with B.O.B. Man, all we do is pour it up, drink stuff, Strange Clouds or some shit like that. I know I'm fucking up a little bit of lyrics, but man, yeah. But yeah, man, it's your boy Chris the Kid, and I'm out. I just had to like put it out there that the 2010s was not bad, and Iggy Azalea was trash, but somehow people was fucking with Iggy Azalea and Azealia Banks. Them was going back and forth. Well, mainly Azealia Banks. I don't think Iggy Azalea respond to Azealia Banks and her going at T.I. and shit, but that's here and there. But Nicki Minaj is forever gonna be a legend. I don't care what nobody say. Fuck Lil' Kim and all that. Nicki Minaj was running the 2010s like it was nothing. Her, Drake, Lil Wayne was a smart businessman genius to make them the mega star that they is now. Drake and Nicki. Kendrick Lamar, I only liked his older stuff. ADHD and that Mad City album. Other than that, I was not giving a fuck about that. We gonna be all writing down that shit right there. But man, 2010s, man. R.I.P. Chris the Kid, and I'm out. Deuces. Y'all have a nice day. And always remember God is with y'all. And I love all y'all. Peace. Chris the Kid out.